Hi, this is Charles from ADO, and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating our brand new Yamaha C7 studio grand piano. And in many ways this is really a leap forward in terms of piano sampling. The library itself contains over 48,000 samples, and we actually had to use the latest version of Kontakt to make that happen. But it also contains a staggering amount of articulations that are sort of built in a somewhat simplified system. You got your sustains, staccatissimos and staccatos, and I'm going to be addressing all these in the video so you can get a feeling for why these are necessary to create really believable renderings of classical pieces. Obviously the sustains were recorded with both pedal up and pedal down, but you also have staccatissimos and staccatos, very short notes in round robin layers as well. But the novelty is not just in the articulations and the 48,000 samples, it's also in all the features under the hood. We've created an entire new feature called Response, which really relates to the way you play on the keyboard, so you can control the velocity feel of the keyboard. And it's just a phenomenal feature. If you dial it down, you're going to get a very soft experience, and if you dial it harder, you can get more pop rock kind of sound. Obviously, you can control resonance. You can also control the sound of the keys, which is super cool. So it's not the sound of the strings, but it's the sound of your fingers playing on the keys. We've got pedal volume, release, and we got analog noise, and obviously we got the ADSR as well. But we also have this beautiful set of microphones here, and obviously this relates to the staggering number of samples as well. We actually recorded both through Neumann U87, the Coles, the Neve SE Ribbons, the AKG 414s, and the Neumann 184 KM. So you really have a lot of microphone options here, and you can just click up here and you will load them. In this demo, I'm just going to be demonstrating the mixed microphone here, which is sort of the perfect sweet mix of all the mics. We also have two very famous reverbs, the TF8000 and the 8 Casti, and you can probably guess what that means. These are just phenomenal, beautiful reverbs that will also sample, so it helps on the sample count as well. But let's try to get into it here. Let me try to play a classical piece here with the sustains in a sort of normal fashion, and then I'm gonna try to play it again with the staccattissimos and then again with the staccatos, and then I'm gonna show you how to mix them together to get the perfect spot. This is a really good example because it's short note based, and you can see it's a little bit clunky to play with just sustains for this type of music. Now, one more time, and this time with a little more feeling, we're going to try the staccatissimos, and you're going to notice a notable difference in the short notes, particularly once I start playing some of the faster rolls. Okay, and I'm going to try it with the staccato notes as well, so it's going to be a little longer this time, but this one is pretty sweet, and ideally for this type of music you would actually be switching between the two of them, and I'll show you that afterwards as well. So there you go, you got three different variations, and obviously there's a huge difference. The sustains lack that attack you would normally have on the shorter notes, but let me try to play this again, and this time I will be playing the staccatos for the slower parts and then switch to staccatissimo when I start on the faster rolls, and this sort of gives the ideal combination of sounds. Let me try to show you the response button here. I'm going to dial it a little bit up here, so you're going to get a much hotter version. I'll try to do that with the staccato staccattissimos again, but it really gives you a good feeling for how versatile the range of this library is. It's very pointy. The Yamaha C7 has a very pointy, strong sound. It's awesome for rock, pop, and classical. This is going to be a somewhat very fortissimo based version, and then I'll try to play one more time with the response button dialed down, so you can hear a much more softer variation. And it's impossible for me to describe how important this feature is, but I think most of the time people that like to play piano on the keyboards, we don't feel, even though we have hammered keys and all that, we don't feel that we're connecting to the instrument in the same way we are with a real piano. And I swear that this response button here is really helpful in terms of getting closer to the feel. So if you want a more soft piano, you immediately just dial it down here and it happens. Or if you want a more harder version here, or if you want a sort of more tempered version, you put it in the middle here. But it's a fantastic feature to easily dial in the feel you want of the keyboard. So let me try here on the hard ones. And as you may notice, there was actually reverb in these examples as well. It all came from the 8-caster here. Let me turn it off here and give you one last rendering, and let's put this back to normal so you can hear the piano in its complete dry version.